You are now listening to The Perfect Prana with Kyah Ann. What's up? What's poppin'? I'm Kyah Ann, and this is The Perfect Prana Show, all about yoga, all about my flow. If you like yoga, this is the place to be. And if you don't like yoga, this is still the place to be because you just don't know what you like yet. And that's okay. We're going to work on that, boo. I have some yoga news, some yoga stories, all about my personal journey, the journey of others, some weekly challenges. But before we get into all of that, let's center ourselves. I invite everybody, whether you're walking your dog, driving home from a late night, at work, sitting on your couch, drinking your tea, whatever you may be doing. I know I'm drinking my coffee right now. That's so ASMR. But no matter what you're doing, I invite you to bring awareness to your body. Unclench your jaw, maybe. If you're sitting, come onto your sit bones. If you're standing, just stand up tall. Lengthen your spine. Roll your shoulders up and back, opening up your heart space. Feel free to close your eyes or soften your gaze. Or you can keep your eyes wide open. Everything is optional. Deep inhale through your nose. Hold at the top. Exhale through your nose. Deep inhale, let your rib cage expand. Exhale, let your belly deflate. And then focus on your breath. Focus on that prana. Prana translating to breath, the breath of life. It's our energy, our life source. And that life source, that energy, that breath is perfect because it's leading us to the next breath. A breath is really valuable. Some would do anything just for another breath of life, for another moment. I am centered, and I hope that you are. So let's get into it. Yeah, so this was about a week ago. Leave the past in the past, but I do want to talk about this because, yeah, this is actually some heartbreaking news. Yoga news. Ex-NBA player Brandon Hunter dead at 42 after hot yoga collapse. Trigger warning, I will be discussing death. RIP to Brandon Hunter. I'm sure that he is missed by many. 42 is pretty young. His mother-in-law said that he did hot yoga regularly and he was in pretty good shape as far as that they knew, and they were in complete shock. He did have a wife and kids that he left behind. Unfortunately, I am always so appalled when I hear of young, presumably healthy people dying because I'm like, how? And like, why? Like, that's crazy. It's a little scary, and it's just a reminder to me to make every day my best possible because you just never know how much time you have left on this earth, unfortunately. And I'm sure if we asked Brandon if he wanted to live some more, a breath longer, a few breaths longer, he would want to. I mean, dying so suddenly, it's crazy. And that is why it's important to breathe and to focus on it, and sometimes to just say thank you for that breath. Thank you for that breath of life, because not everybody gets it. At some point we won't have it, and we might wish that we did have it. So yeah. Hot yoga. Hot yoga is basically doing yoga in 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It's like 95 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It was popularized by Bikram. I watched a documentary on him. He is a whole controversy within himself. But we're just going to talk about hot yoga. Some people love it. Some people hate it. I've never done hot yoga. Yeah, I don't mind doing yoga in a regular temperature, honestly. You know, it gets pretty hot if you're doing, depending on the practice, you know, if you're doing a challenging practice, then you will be sweaty. The heat makes people's muscles more pliable and really loosens them up, so they're more flexible and can get into positions deeper. But that's dangerous at times. That could cause injury. You can overstretch. Some people love it. One thing I don't like about it, I guess, even though I've never done it, is that it's just not accessible to everybody. I mean, some people just cannot handle those harsh conditions, moving around in the temperature like that. Sometimes when it's that hot outside, we're not even supposed to go outside. On a 100-degree day, there's like a heat advisory, like, hey, stay inside if you can. Like, this is not ideal. But I don't think that it was hot yoga that killed him. Actually, that's like really bad press for yoga. Whoever is doing the PR for yoga right now, they need to get on doing their job, because this is horrible press for yoga. Correlation, not causation. He did pass out after a hot yoga class, but there must have been something else that we just don't know about that could have been the reason, because he regularly did these classes. There's no way that just doing this class is like what took him out. There must have been some like health issue or disparity going on, or I don't know. There's so many random ways to die. So again, RIP to Brandon Hunter. My heart goes out to his family, his loved ones. Death is an uncomfortable conversation, but it is something that is going to happen to all of us. Everybody deals with it in their own way. Everybody has their theories about what happens when you die. I have no idea. But what I do know is what happens in this life when I breathe is that I create. And we all do. Every day, like, we're intentionally and unintentionally creating something for ourselves that'll impact our future. Anyways, my personal yoga journey. Let me give you the updates with that. My first class is Saturday. I will be teaching my first class on Saturday at LA Fitness. So that's exciting and scary. Also, I wasn't going to include this at first, but after speaking with one of my friends, I was like, you know what? I'm going to be candid. Last night, I was playing around. I was doing my yoga practice. I was working on my forearm stand, had my hands clasped together, and you know, I can't really stay in the air that long, but I did get in the air. Of course, I fell over into my back, which I always do. I always fall. Like, I literally, you know, I'm working on it. It's a practice. It's coming. But of course, I fell over, and then I hurt my pinky. Like, why did that happen to me? What was the purpose? What was the purpose? It was a little bit swollen. It still is a little bit. I mean, I can move it. It still hurts a little bit. I just been icing it down. Yeah, that's what has been happening. But, you know, I'll heal. I'll get over it. It's fine. But it was a little bit embarrassing. I did start to feel a little bit down on myself about my abilities, about what I can do. Man, I can't do that, or I can't do this, or I'm not flexible enough, not strong enough, this, that. Like, I guess that's all ego. I just, you know, I started thinking like that. But sometimes when I start thinking like that, I just have to say thank you. Thank you for what I can do. or I'll feel how I feel, but my feelings will pass. One day I'm happy, one day I'm sad, but something that will never change is the fact that I'm grateful. So this will be where I bring in a guest. I'll record the intro to it. I don't know who I'm bringing yet, but I'll just say Yoga Heals. First of all, I'm here with
Aminah, the yogi. I love the name of your show, Prana, perfectly Prana, because a lot of people think like yoga is just about the asana, about the movement, and that's the tough lesson that I actually had to learn too. That yoga is not just about the fitness aspect. So it's a beautiful name, and I'm excited to be on here.
first, how are you? How are you doing in general? Like, how are you feeling right now? How's your day?
I feel great. So today was my first time doing a full 6 mile walk. I'm really proud of myself for doing that for the first time and accomplishing something like that.
I'm like a completely new person since the last time we ever even like spoke, which is crazy.
Or hung out. The last time we hung
Like,
out, we were. Wait, can I say what we were doing?
yeah, you could say it. You could say it.
We were smoking downtown and eating grapes.
I know that was a time period in life. It's funny. Once I moved to Chicago, I stopped smoking. As soon as I moved, I got like extremely paranoid. I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I was like, dang. That used to be like my whole personality.
Oh yeah.
But now yoga's my personality. So identity shift.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you going through these shifts and transformations and recognizing it. Because it's hard. It's really hard to be at one place and like see that version of yourself and be like, wait, was that me? Like, and not go back to it. Yeah. That's where I've been at. I stopped smoking officially like almost 2 years ago. So yeah, smoking was my whole identity. I needed to stop for the betterment of my own health. Lately, I've been dealing with a lot of mental health stuff, and it's because I was in and out of my old patterns and adapting to my new way of living, which is yoga and meditation and journaling and getting to know my inner self. It hasn't been easy. I've been noticing these complex parts of myself that isn't just yoga or isn't just past Aminah, but the person that's in between. I stopped practicing consistently after I got my YTT. I came back from Guatemala. I got my yoga teacher training in Guatemala, 200 hour, in June of 2022. When I got back, I went right back to my old ways, girl. I just fell back into old patterns. And so getting out of that, getting unstuck has been a process. And it hasn't been as consistent as I used to before I got my YTT doing yoga, but I'm back. And now I'm about to start teaching at Kev's Gym, which is a yoga practice, like yoga instructing to different nursing homes. And I'm signing the contract today. So I'm really excited.
Yay! Oh my gosh, congratulations. Why do you practice yoga?
Girl, if you had asked me like 5 years ago if I was gonna be a yoga instructor, I would be like, "Who are you talking to? You're not talking to me. Like that. That doesn't even seem like anything I would even try." Man, and it wasn't even after my first yoga class that I took. A friend invited me my freshman year of college, 2019 fall, and I used to do ballet and dance, and I was that girl that used to brag about like, oh, I don't sweat. I never sweated a day in my life. But my first yoga class was a hot yoga class, 90-degree room. My knees were sweating, and I was like, what is this? I think since that day, it was ingrained in my subconscious that that felt good. That was a good feeling. Not just the asana, not just the movement, but knowing that I tried something new and it was towards the betterment of my mental and emotional and physical health, like all in one, spiritual. And that was something the instructor had emphasized that day. And so I was always looking for that feeling again. The pandemic had hit right after that. I started running, even tried to go back to dance like 2020, but that feeling wasn't there. That mindset and initiative to get closer to myself wasn't there through the other practices. And it's different for everybody, you know. Some people they play football and they still learn the same things, but for me, yoga is a different art form. Like I knew I wanted to be creative in a new way that fed the betterment of myself and my health. I noticed when I felt like I hit rock bottom in my life with my mental health and with my fitness. And I had got an injury I got a muscle tear on my inner thigh. And and I'm so sorry to this person that I don't remember who it was, but they were like, go try yoga. And I was like, wait, I've done yoga before. So let me try it again. And I went back to the hot yoga studio, I'll say fall of 2021. And since that moment, fall of 2021, I was consistent. I was going back, and there was days like I didn't even feel like getting out of bed to go to class, but I went to the yoga studio and I would wake up to meditate. I wasn't going to school. Like I was failing my classes. And me, Aminah, I've always been a school girl. Like that version of me, I knew myself as a school girl. So that was a hard time to see, like, I'm failing my classes, but I'm doing this other thing and I'm feeling fulfilled. And so I realized school and education was also a big part of my personality. That's how I defined myself I was smart because I got good grades. Since kindergarten, that's what I know myself as. So to see that I didn't care that much about failing or going to do these university activities, but I cared so much about making sure I got my yoga practice in. Felt like, okay, this is part of me. This is who I am. This is something that is feeding my soul and my spirit. So that's why yoga, because man, my spirit was being fed and I felt like I had a lost soul for a long time. And yoga brought that light out of me.
I was talking about hot yoga in this episode because an NBA player just passed out after doing hot yoga and he died. Brandon Hunter. So I'm like, how do you feel about hot yoga?
Okay. Sorry for that person. Like, I'm sorry that they lost their life through that practice. Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. Because I'm sure he went there to better himself and try something new. So, but I've loved hot yoga. Like my experience with hot yoga that's the first yoga I've tried and it has worked for me, especially so when I did my YTT, that was my first time doing like yoga that wasn't hot yoga and practicing every day. We did hatha and vinyasa flows. I wasn't really breaking a sweat. So what I appreciate about hot yoga is that I'm sweating, like the sweating process and still releasing those endorphins and detoxing my body. I love hot yoga.
Yeah, look, I've never tried it before, so everybody has different opinions on it. Sweating is really important, so I'm like, I'm a sauna girly, so I'm all about a good sweat. I don't think it was yoga that killed him or hot yoga that killed him, though. He did hot yoga classes regularly, and he was presumably a healthy guy. Like they don't know what happened. He just passed out after his class. So, but who knows what else he had going on? Because I was like, there's no way that this regular practice took him out. Like it's crazy.
Yes, and like when you said that, I was like, that's the first instant I'm hearing someone die from doing yoga or after a yoga practice. So I'm just like, wow, is there something I didn't know about this practice? Or maybe he was overextended, pre-existing conditions, like because I've never even witnessed someone get injured during a hot yoga class. And I used to work for Black Swan Yoga Studio. They have 3 different locations in Texas. They just do hot yoga. Yeah, I used to work for them and almost like 3 days a week. I've never witnessed anyone like come out and say like, that was painful, or I don't feel good, or, you know, what I've lately been researching is there's this yoga called Budokan yoga. It incorporates modern dance into the yoga practice, and I thought that was very interesting. I haven't personally practiced it on my own, but I've went to a class and it was beautiful. It was more flowy, like a dance. And so I was like, this might be my groove. Like, I'm still creating and finding my niche, changing it over time. I started off with just vinyasa and loving vinyasa, but now I'm more focused on yin, and yin is more grounded and stretching on the floor, and you're focusing on those breaths and taking more time, where vinyasa is more movement. I really like yin. I love yin.
There is a restorative element of yoga where I'm like, I can't do a regular workout because it's too taxing on my body. I can always do yoga. I can show up to a yoga practice every single day, and maybe it's not at the same intensity or moving my body in a way that's healthy and feels good. So
For you.
Yes, for me.
And that's what I love about yoga, is that there's no specific technique on how to practice, that everyone's body is their own, their experience in the practice is their own. Be kind to yourself. Like, yoga is for everyone, anyone can practice. Like I said, I'm teaching elderly people chair yoga, and they want to get their bodies moving, but it might not be at the same extent as someone that's at an advanced vinyasa practicing person. Like, everyone is different, but everyone can practice yoga, and that's why I'm like, I love yoga. Not everyone can play football or play piano.
One of the themes that I was talking about a lot was gratitude, as that's a conversation that I feel like comes up when I talk about death. What are you most grateful for, like right now in life, today, in general?
I woke up today being very grateful for that, waking up. So the other day I was eating Thai food and I started choking on my food, and I like, my whole life flashed before my eyes. And I think about this often, but not enough. This life has been given to me as a gift. It could be taken away in an instant. Just like with you telling me that this dude been practicing hot yoga for a while, and he's still like, it was his time to go. I woke up today having so much gratitude for waking up and breathing and taking that first breath after sleeping and being able to see the sunrise. And so right now, baby steps, that's what I'm grateful for.
Well, that's really inspiring, because if I could just wake up to see the sunrise, that would be great. But the first step is going to bed.
Follow me on Instagram at the Yogi Aminah, the Yogi Aminah.
Okay, girl. Thank you so much.
I love you, Kyah. I love you. I love you. Thank you.
Yes, I love you too. Wait, since this is the perfect prana and you are a yoga teacher, can you cue us through some pranayama? Just some, like, a quick breath.
So we're going to just do a quick deep inhale through the nose, filling up the belly, and then exhaling through the nose to close out. And, make sure the belly button goes towards the spine. So inhale on 3, 1, 2, 3. Deep inhale through the nose, filling up the belly. All right. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, Kyah.
Namaste. Thank
you.
Wellness challenge. Last week, I challenged myself and I challenged you to meditate every day for at least 5 minutes. And did I succeed? Well, I'm recording this on Wednesday, and I said Saturday to Saturday, but so far I'm succeeding. One night I almost forgot, and I couldn't sleep that night, which is funny. And then I popped up and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot to meditate. So I just sat at the edge of my bed and I did it. Have I noticed any benefits? I don't know. Maybe it'll take longer than a week or a few days to really see, like this is really beneficial. I don't know. But what I do know is I do appreciate the moments of where I'm just sitting and just focusing on my breath and existing. And that's all. That's my only responsibility. It's pretty cool. What is the wellness challenge this week? I want to pick something that's challenging for me because, I might be the only person doing this. All of you listeners might be like, I'm not doing that. Bye. Or there might not be people listening. But thank you to the people that did listen to the last episode. I love you lots. Shout out to both of my grandmas, my nanas, and my friends, the friends that did listen. So, still, I want to pick a challenge that is actually challenging me and not challenging you. Sorry to tell you, but this is not about you. This is about me. This is my show. Okay, no. The challenge this week, pick a book and read 5 pages a day, front and back. I don't know what it is about the number 5. It's just like a nice number. But yeah, 5 pages a day. And I want to do this because I was reading a lot this summer. It was something that, I don't know, I got distracted from. I stopped reading as much. And I want to have things to talk about. So that means I need to read and gain some knowledge. I don't know what book yet, but I am going to figure that out and report back to you all. I think reading is beneficial. There was a point where I did not have the attention span to read, but then it was something like, I know I need to do it, so let me try to just keep reading. And I will be posting about it on Instagram. My Instagram is @consistentlykyah, consistently spelled with a K, Kyah spelled Kyah. And I will be posting about this show on here, about the challenges that I'm doing. And I just want you guys to know, like, I'm really doing them. And I could be phony and be like, no, you know what, I forgot, whatever. But I want to be real. I want to be authentic. I want to be true to my words. So just be on the lookout. Follow me on Instagram or don't. I don't know. It's all an option. It's all a suggestion. Thank you so much for listening. I will be back Saturday. And if you missed it Saturday, I'll be back Sunday in the morning. Saturday at 10 a.m., Sunday at 9 a.m. And you can listen to the Perfect Prana show on WCRX 88.1 FM. Or you can find them on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. But before I close out the show, I wanted to end this time with a song lyric that spoke to me. I absolutely love this song. It hits every time. One of my go-tos, Miss Lauryn Hill. This is one of the most popular songs on her MTV Unplugged album, and it's popular for a reason because she was in her bag when she sang this song. Let me tell you, I got a fine peace of mind. Yes, I do got a fine peace of mind. Literally, this is my second recording of this show. Yesterday, I didn't like it. My energy was off. Today, I was in better spirits, so I was like, let me re-record, and something that was relevant to this episode. When she sang, I'm going to sing it for you guys. No, I'm just kidding, I'm not. But I am going to say it. What a joy it is to be alive, to get another chance. Every day's another chance to get it right this time. Every day is another chance, and I'm so grateful for that. There are so many things that I've done or that I might even still do that could take me out. But for whatever reason, God is so merciful with me. And I am still here, still living, still breathing, still giving prana. Amazing. That's beautiful. Every breath is another chance to do something different or to even do something the same. With that being said, thank you for tuning in to The Perfect Prana. I'll be back. Seriously, have a blessed day. The divinity in me bows to the divinity in you. Namaste.